The text from my sister Natalie arrived at 9:47 a.m. on a Tuesday. Family meeting. We've decided to uninvite you from Dad's 65th birthday celebration next weekend. You never contribute to family expenses or events. It's not fair to the rest of us who actually pitch in. Hope you understand. I read it twice, sitting in my corner office on the 48th floor, looking out at the city skyline. I typed back, understood. Short, simple, final. What Natalie didn't know, what none of them knew, was that I'd been contributing more than all of them combined for the past 8 years. They just didn't know it was me. My phone rang almost immediately. Natalie. I let it go to voicemail. Then my brother Marcus called. Voicemail. Then my stepmother Linda. Voicemail. They'd expected me to argue, to beg, to defend myself. When I didn't, it apparently unsettled them. My assistant Sophie knocked on my door. Ms. Reynolds, your 10 o'clock is here. The partners from Sterling and Associates. Give me 5 minutes, then send them in. I opened my private files, the ones I'd kept meticulously organized for 8 years. Bank statements. Transfer records. Trust fund documentation. Everything that proved what I'd been doing while my family assumed I was barely getting by. 8 years ago, when I was 26, my grandmother passed away. She left me $2 million with specific instructions. Use this to take care of the family, but don't let them know it's from you. I want to see who they really are when they think you have nothing to offer. It was a strange request, but Grandma had always been perceptive about people. So I created an anonymous trust fund. I hired attorneys to manage it discreetly. And for 8 years I'd been funding my family's lifestyle while they treated me like I was the poor relation. Natalie's downtown condo? The down payment came from the family trust fund that I anonymously funded. Marcus's business loans when his startup was failing? Same trust fund. Linda's extensive plastic surgery? Trust fund. Dad's country club membership that he couldn't actually afford on his pension? Trust fund. Over 8 years I'd contributed just over $3 million to support my family, supplementing Grandma's original $2 million with my own earnings from the tech company I'd built. And today I'd called the attorneys and instructed them to revoke everyone's access. The Sterling and Associates meeting lasted an hour. We discussed the merger I was finalizing. My company, Reynolds Tech Solutions, was acquiring a competitor for $42 million. It would make us the third largest cybersecurity firm on the East Coast. At 11:30, my phone started buzzing incessantly. Sophie poked her head in. Ms. Reynolds, you're getting a lot of calls. Should I let them go to voicemail? All of them. By noon, I had 23 missed calls. At 12:17 p.m., my phone rang with a number I recognized. Gerald Foster, the attorney who managed the family trust fund. I answered. Gerald. Ms. Reynolds. He sounded stressed. I've been fielding calls all morning from your family members. They're demanding to know why their trust fund access has been suspended. Because I instructed you to suspend it. Yes, but they're quite upset. Your sister called me 3 times. Your brother showed up at my office. They're saying there must be some mistake, that the trust fund was established by your grandmother. The trust fund was established using my grandmother's money, but I've been the one funding it for 8 years. Grandma's original $2 million ran out after 3 years. Every dollar they've received since then has come from me. Gerald was quiet for a moment. They don't know that. They have no idea. And I'd like to keep it that way for now. Just tell them the benefactor has chosen to discontinue funding. Don't mention my name. Ms. Reynolds, I have to advise you. This is going to cause significant problems for your family. Your sister's mortgage payment is due next week. Your brother has business expenses. I'm aware. That's why I'm doing this. They uninvited me from my father's birthday because I never contribute. I'm showing them exactly how much I've been contributing. Ah. Understanding dawned in his voice. How would you like me to handle their inquiries? Tell them the trust fund's benefactor has revoked access due to a pattern of entitled behavior and lack of gratitude. That should get their attention. Very well. Should I expect them to call you directly? Oh, I'm certain they will. After hanging up with Gerald, I checked my messages. Natalie, something weird is happening with the trust fund. Call me. Marcus, the family trust stopped payments. Do you know anything about this? Linda, the trust fund has been suspended. This is a disaster. Call your father immediately. Dad, Anna, I don't understand what's happening. The trust fund that's been supporting us, it's been shut down. Do you have any information about this? I responded to none of them. At 2 p.m. I had a board meeting. At 4 p.m., a conference call with potential investors. At 6 p.m. I finally checked my phone again. 41 missed calls. 67 text messages. The messages had evolved from confused to panicked to angry. Natalie, this isn't funny. The trust fund is frozen. I have bills to pay. Marcus, Dad's birthday party might have to be cancelled. The venue deposit came from trust fund distributions. This is a nightmare. Linda, your father is devastated. How can you be so callous during this crisis? That last one almost made me laugh. How could I be callous? I wasn't the one who'd uninvited me from my own father's birthday. At 7 p.m. as I was leaving the office, my phone rang. I answered. Hi, Dad. Anna, thank God. Have you heard what's happening? About the trust fund? Yes. It's chaos. Natalie might lose her condo. Marcus's business suppliers are demanding payment. Linda had to cancel her spa appointment. And worst of all, we might have to cancel my birthday party. That is unfortunate, I said neutrally. The attorney won't tell us why the funding stopped. He just keeps saying the benefactor made the decision. But I don't understand. The trust was supposed to be permanent. It was Grandma's legacy. Grandma's money ran out 5 years ago, Dad. Silence. What do you mean? Grandma left $2 million. With 6 people drawing from it for various expenses, that money lasted about 3 years. Someone else has been funding the trust for the past 8 years. That's impossible. Who would? He stopped. Anna, do you know who the benefactor is? I do. Can you tell me? Can you help us contact them? Explain that this is all a misunderstanding. What misunderstanding would that be, Dad? Well, I don't know exactly what upset them, but surely we can work it out. We're a good family. We deserve this support. Do you? What have you done to deserve it? Anna, what kind of question is that? We're family. We support each other. Do you support each other? Or do you just expect support to appear without asking where it comes from? I don't understand what you're getting at. Dad, when was the last time any of you asked about my life? My job? My financial situation? Well, you've always been private about those things. I've been private, or you've never asked? He was quiet. Let me be more specific. Do you know what I do for a living? You work in computers, don't you? Some kind of tech support. I own a cybersecurity company, Dad. Reynolds Tech Solutions. We have 230 employees and annual revenue of $98 million. The silence stretched so long I thought the call had dropped. Dad. 98 million? His voice was barely a whisper. Give or take. Today we finalized an acquisition that will push us past $120 million in annual revenue. But you drive that old car. You live in that small apartment. I drive a reliable car and live modestly because I reinvest most of my income into the company. And into other things. What other things? The family trust fund, for instance. I've been the anonymous benefactor for 8 years. I've contributed over $3 million to support this family while you all assumed I was barely scraping by. The silence was absolute now. He finally managed. You've been funding the trust? Every dollar for the past 8 years. Natalie's condo down payment? That was me. Marcus's business loans? Me. Linda's cosmetic procedures? Me. Your country club membership? Me. All of it. Why didn't you tell us? Because Grandma asked me not to. She wanted to see how you'd all treat me if you thought I had nothing. Turns out she was right to wonder. Anna, I don't know what to say. You could start by explaining why I was uninvited from your birthday party for not contributing when I've been contributing more than everyone else combined. That was Natalie's decision. Was it? Did you override it? Did you call me and say, ignore your sister, of course you're invited? Or did you let it stand? He had no answer. Dad, I've spent 8 years watching how this family operates. Natalie got a condo she couldn't afford and blamed me for not helping her move. Marcus got business funding and never thanked anyone because he thought it was Grandma's old money. Linda got her lifestyle maintained and complained I wasn't doing enough. And you let them treat me like I was worthless while I was the one keeping everything afloat. I didn't know. You didn't ask. There's a difference. My phone started buzzing with another call. Natalie. I ignored it. The trust fund is suspended indefinitely, I told Dad. Gerald Foster will inform you all officially tomorrow, but I wanted you to hear it from me first. I'm done funding people who treat me like I'm nothing. Anna, please. We made a mistake. Let me fix this. How? By letting me come to your birthday party after all? By acknowledging I exist. Yes. Whatever you want. Please. What I want is for you to actually see me. Not as the disappointing daughter who never amounted to anything, but as the person I actually am. The person who's been supporting you for 8 years without recognition or thanks. I see you now, he said desperately. God, Anna, I see you now. Do you? Or do you just see the money? Before he could answer, my phone erupted with calls. Natalie, Marcus, Linda. All calling simultaneously. Looks like Gerald made his announcement, I said. I should go. My board is waiting. Anna, wait. Goodbye, Dad. Happy early birthday. I hope you figure out how to pay for your party. I hung up. The calls continued throughout the evening. I let them all go to voicemail, listening to the messages during my drive home. Natalie, you've been funding the trust? Why didn't you say anything? Call me back. We need to talk about this. Marcus, Anna, if this is true, if you've been supporting us, I owe you an apology. Several apologies. Please call me. Linda, this is clearly a misunderstanding. Your father is devastated. Whatever we did to upset you, I'm sure we can work it out. And finally, Dad again. Sweetheart, I've been thinking about what you said. You're right. I haven't been paying attention. None of us have. Can we please talk? I want to understand. I want to know about your company, your life. I want to know my daughter. I saved the messages but didn't respond. At 10 p.m., sitting in my small apartment, actually a penthouse I owned outright but kept understated, I got a text from Gerald Foster. I informed your family per your instructions. The reactions were intense. Your sister fainted. Your brother demanded to see financial records proving you were the benefactor. Your father is requesting an emergency meeting with me tomorrow. How do you want me to proceed? I typed back, show them the records. All of them. Every transfer, every payment, every dollar I've contributed for 8 years. Let them see exactly how much I never contribute. Will do. For what it's worth, Ms. Reynolds, I think your grandmother would be proud of how you've handled this. I smiled at that. The next morning, my phone started ringing at 6:47 a.m. Dad. I answered. Anna. His voice was hoarse. I saw the records. Gerald showed us everything. $3 million. Over 8 years. You've been paying for everything. Not everything. Just supplementing what you couldn't afford. Natalie's condo, Marcus's business, Linda's procedures, my club membership. You paid for all of it while we treated you like you were nothing. While you uninvited me from family events for not contributing, I corrected. God. I heard him crying. Anna, I'm so sorry. We're all so sorry. We were blind. Worse than blind, we were willfully ignorant. We didn't want to see how successful you were because it made us feel inadequate. So you convinced yourselves I was failing. Yes. And we were wrong. Catastrophically wrong. I was quiet for a moment. What happens now, Dad? Now we do better. Now I actually ask about your life and listen to the answers. Now I treat you with the respect you've always deserved. Now I tell everyone at my birthday party, if I can still have one, about my daughter who owns a $100 million company. Can you afford the party without the trust fund? No, he admitted. We'll have to cancel it. Or significantly scale it back. But that's okay. That's what we deserve for taking you for granted. What if I paid for it? I asked. What? Your birthday party. What if I funded it? Not anonymously this time. I write a check, my name on it, and everyone knows I'm the one making it possible. You would do that. After everything. On one condition. At the party you publicly acknowledge what I do. Who I am. What I've contributed. No more pretending. No more assumptions. The truth. Yes, he said immediately. Absolutely yes. Thank you. And I promise, things will be different. The birthday party happened the following weekend. Same venue, same guest list, but with one addition. Me sitting at the head table, finally invited. When Dad gave his speech, he told the truth. I want to thank my daughter Anna for making tonight possible. Not just by funding this celebration but by funding our family for the past 8 years without any of us knowing. While we treated her like she'd accomplished nothing, she was building a $100 million company and using it to support us. She's remarkable, and I'm ashamed it took losing her support to make me see that. The room was silent. Anna, he continued, looking at me, I'm sorry. We all are. You're the most successful person in this family, and we refused to see it because seeing it made us uncomfortable. That changes today. Natalie came over after the speech, her eyes red. I'm sorry. For the text, for uninviting you, for everything. You're incredible, and I was too jealous to admit it. Marcus followed. I looked up your company. Reynolds Tech Solutions. Anna, you're a powerhouse. I've been taking business advice from Dad when I should have been asking you. Even Linda apologized, though I suspected she was more sorry about losing her spa money than anything else. But they were trying. That was something. As the party wound down, Dad pulled me aside. The trust fund. Will you reinstate it? No, I said simply. I'll help with emergencies. I'll support family members who actually need it. But the blank check days are over. If you want my help, you ask for it. Directly. And you say thank you. That's fair, he said. More than fair. And Dad? Sunday dinners. I want to be invited. Not out of obligation but because you actually want me there. I do want you there, he said. I always should have. I just couldn't see past my own ego to tell you that. Driving home that night, I thought about Grandma and her strange request. She'd wanted to see who they really were without my money influencing things. She got her answer. So did I. But now we had the chance to build something better. Something based on truth instead of assumptions. The daughter they'd overlooked had been supporting them all along. Now finally they knew it. And that changed everything.